coming out of the dark. Anybody been in the darkness? Everybody ever had an experience of the darkness? Whew. Isn't it wonderful when the experience is over? Yet, when we can look back, we can see the gifts and the blessings. Because in reality, darkness has no power. There's only light. There's only love or fear. And fear doesn't have a reality of its own. And with that said, February, we celebrate love. February is the month of love. And it's also Black History Month. And while this is a celebration of and honoring the accomplishments of African Americans, it's also a time to be mindful. I think mindful that we hold the dream of Martin Luther King, that we actually see what is possible. And I invite us all to hold that dream and that light, that there will come a day where there will be equality and justice for all in our country and in the world. And my friends, we can only do that by beginning to have that love and compassion with ourselves. Because what happens is that when someone is hurting inside, they like to lash out at there and blame somebody else and make somebody else less than. But if enough people stand up for what's right by first of all honoring our divine essence, we can reach that point, like the 100th monkey effect, where we can have a shift, a paradigm shift in our world. And now, as I mentioned, the 100th monkey. Anybody, are you familiar with the 100th monkey? Who's not familiar with it? Okay. I wasn't going to go there, but basically what it is, and I don't remember even where it was. It's some island somewhere in Africa. They had these monkeys. And one of them, of course it had to be a female, she started washing the potatoes. She started washing the potatoes. And then, everybody, not everybody, all the monkeys started doing that. And then there was an island somewhere else that had no connection. And they started doing that. So what I'm saying is we're all connected. There's an energy field, we're all connected. And so when we begin to raise our vibration and begin to shift our consciousness, the effect is seen somewhere else. But we can only do what we can do within ourselves and within our field, our field. So let's hold the high watch for all of humanity. In 1 John, the scripture goes, God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them. If you abide in love, you abide in God. God abides in you. God is love. And, for the last few weeks I've been talking about what Unity believes in oneness, and that we are manifestations, ideas in the mind of God, and we have that same creative power in us. And if God is love, what are we? What is our very essence? Love. But what happens is we get totally immersed in the dream of separation. And so we create all these walls of separation because our senses tell us that we are separate. And society tells us that we have to compete with each other and there's a way. And so we've been conditioned to think in separation. But we can begin to activate this power and begin to identify more with our divine essence, with this power of love. Our Christ nature is the I am. Take a moment to breathe into this presence. I am. I am, I am, I am. Let's say that I am, I am, I am. Because we want to embody this love, not just know it, but embody it. I am love. That is the affirmation for the month. I am love. So we can begin to bring love into every area of our lives. Let's affirm that together. I am love. I am love. Turn to the person next to them and say, I am love. I am love. I am love. And notice that you're just saying it to yourself, because the person next to you is love too. So it is the love recognizing itself right here. Now it's very easy to do this with like-minded individuals. I get it. I get it. When you go out into the world, that's another story, because it's such a loving, friendly universe that it's so good that it's going to challenge you. And if you choose this month to really activate this power, many things unlike love might come up. And you go, you're not going to trick me. I know that behind all this, there is love, because it's all love. And then call somebody, call a prayer chaplain, have somebody hold that high watch with you, but don't let the stories of separation get you down. Begin to really empower yourself through this power of love. You know, love is probably one of the most misunderstood words in the entire universe. Let's look at what is love. For older generations, like my father's generations and before, love was just for a romantic relationship. You know, it wasn't right. Fathers didn't say to their kids, I love you, I love you. No, that just wasn't the right thing. I mean, you were very lucky if, generations, if you heard that from your grandparents or something. Love wasn't only about romance and certain things. But then the 1960s came along. A love generation. And everything was, woo, Ruby, I love you, free love. And then it was okay, I love my dog, I love my cat, I love chocolate, I love the beach, and everything became, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Great, awesome. But here's the thing. I love this book, Divine Audacity, which is about the 12 powers that we have within us. And one of our powers is the power of love. And Linda Martella Whitsett in this book says, when love is understood as merely, when God is understood merely as a feeling and as affection, desire, attachment, or devotion, it makes sense that love can get warped. Affection, desire, attachment, and devotion turn to obsession, to an unhealthy mind. I'm going to repeat that. Affection, desire, attachment, devotion can turn to obsession, to an unhealthy mind. Love can also be used as a weapon. I love you if. I love you. But you must. You should. You could. I need. I love you if. And love becomes very conditional. Can even be, the word love can be used for physical, mental, emotional abuse for the unhealthy mind. So it really begins by understanding what is love. What is love? And by the way, understanding is a spiritual quality. It is one of our 12 powers. So we use spiritual understanding to understand this amazing power of love. Which, the power of love, when we turn on this power of love, this light of love, is the power of magnetism, harmony, unity. It is the most harmonizing power in the entire universe. Charles, before I go there, I want to read to you from Divine Audacity. There's a paragraph here from Erich Fromm that says, love is not primarily a relationship to a specific person. It is an attitude, an orientation of character that determines the relatedness of a person to the world as a whole, not toward one object of love. Yet most people believe that love is constituted by the object, not by the faculty. In fact, they even believe that it is proof of the intensity of their love when they do not love anybody except the loved person. Because one does not see that love is an activity, a power of the soul. One believes that all that is necessary to find is the right object, and that everything goes by itself afterwards. This attitude can be compared to that of a man who wants to paint, but who instead of learning the art claims that he has just to wait for the right object, and that he will paint beautifully when he finds it. So we think, I'll be happy when I find that one person, this one person that's going to make me happy. Awesome if you find the right partner, but love is the very essence of that partner, not the object. What is this love that we're talking about? Charles Fillmore, in Jesus Christ Heals, says, God does not love anybody or anything. Take a breath. God does not love anybody or anything. Okay, how many of you are right now having a challenge with that? Really? Okay. I like that, Peter. You're honest. You raised your hand. Good. God does not love anybody or anything. Why do you think God does not love anybody or anything? Okay, why does God not love anybody or anything? Because God is the love in everybody and in everything. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love. God is the field of love. God is love. And man becomes loving by permitting that which God is to find expression in word and action. So, turning on the light of love is our intention to be that essence, to be that flow of love in the world. And yet, everything in the collective consciousness tells us otherwise. And so we might not even be aware of it. How many times we confuse somebody's behavior with who they are. And then withdraw our love because somebody did not do what you thought that they were going to do or act the way that you thought that they were going to act. So, I invite you this month to really begin to activate this power of love. Being I am love. Begin the day with I am love, and begin to see that in everything and everyone. And notice when somebody's behavior is not loving or something, separate the behavior from their very essence. You know what? They're doing the best that they can, believing they're thinking. That's the way it is. Because the divine romance is the awareness that love is in relationship with itself. God is knowing itself through us. Love is awakening in each and every one of us and realizing itself. There is a story that I love from India about the god Brahma. And Brahma was very alone. But he was so bored that he decided to create this beautiful goddess because he was bored. And he created this beautiful goddess and named her Maya. And so he told Maya, you know, I created you so we could have some fun because I'm bored. And so let's play a game. And she said, okay, but create something beautiful. So God created the sun and the stars and the planets and the moon, and he created earth and created the oceans and the animals, and tells Maya, well, Maya, what do you think? And she said, it's lovely, but now create an animal that is so smart, so intelligent, that can appreciate your creation. And so God created humans. And so he tells Maya, okay, Maya, look what I've created. Now, can we start the game? And she said, yes, let the game start. And she chopped Brahma into billion little pieces and put one piece in each one of the humans. And she said, let the game begin. Find yourself. Oh, wow. Find yourself. And so to this day, Brahma is continually finding itself through you, through me, through all of humanity. And we can't find it in anyone if we're not able to find it in ourselves. And then we can all go on a love train and celebrate this when we find it in ourselves. Love you. And next week I'm going to continue on this subject of love, about love in relationships and sex.